Hello everybody, Rogue Fox here, and welcome back to another episode of Truly Bedrock. This is episode 30, and just a fun fact, now that I just said it, I have never reached an episode 30 in any of the survival series, in any of the Let's Plays that I have ever done. Season 1, I believe, went for 26 episodes, and then I went over to Season 2, which was Endergate, and then that one got cut off because I joined this amazing realm right here, which is Truly Bedrock. And I must say, this is a lot better than playing alone by myself. Everyone here is great. I've been having such a fun time in Season 0 and now in Season 1 of Truly Bedrock. And let's go ahead and get rid of the spider. Jump slice! Alright. So, as you may have noticed, there are no more hay bales in this area where we ended the last episode. We were over in the gaming area, which is right here, and I was looking at a 2x2 chunk area. I think, yeah, it was a 2x2 chunk area, and last episode I placed a bunch of hay bales down. I only had 61 hay bales, and that took a bunch of grinding, and then I realized, I don't want to do hay bales. I don't want to do hay bales anymore. Thinking about it, a hay maze, first of all, the texture didn't look that great, having all the hay next to each other. I wasn't really loving it. And then another thing, I am in the middle of a desert, so yeah, I was talking about throwing pods all down and decorating this area for the fall season and then changing it up when winter came and all that fun stuff. But again, it looks like I am floating right now. Does everyone see this? Look right under my feet. It looks like I am totally floating. But it looks like I totally forgot what I was saying. I can't believe I had to go back and rewatch that clip just to remember what I was talking about. You stupid blocks making it look like I'm floating got me all distracted. And now look, it's nighttime. Now I have to go sleep before I get attacked by a bunch of husks. I mean, it's pretty close to nighttime, right? Oh, as we try to... Oh, there we go. Now we are sleeping. Like I was saying, I remember what I said. And what I said was, I am in the middle of a desert, so no matter what type of decorating that I did, for example, for the fall, and we had a hay maze, we are still in the middle of a desert, and even during wintertime, that would look even more awkward, because we would have a little winter wonderland in the middle of the desert, and that just didn't make too much sense to me. So what I decided to do, and hey, there's Tistom, and the wheat was going to be a lot of grinding, even with everyone contributing. So that was another reason why I decided to scrap that. But like I said, what I decided to do was go with the flow. So we are in the desert. So what I wanted to do is I took away the 2x2 chunk area, and I wanted to make a 1 chunk maze puzzle area, which was going to be enclosed within a pyramid. That's right. It is going to be enclosed within a pyramid, and it doesn't look like much. But if we take a look underneath, let's hop over the chest here. Oh, you got a helmet on. Okay. Fancy stuff going on over there. I have this is going to be the first level where we are going to have a maze, and this is what we're going to work on today because I don't think we're going to get into the next floors down below, but this area is going to be the maze, and then the next layer down is going to be for the redstone. So we go right down here. All the redstone is going to fit within this area, and there isn't going to be too much going on. It's going to be most likely at the end of the maze, which I think is going to be over here. So I do have some plans for that, and then if we go down even lower, and hopefully nothing has spawned down here, that'd be very bad. I don't know if things spawn if I have a sign there, but let's be safe. So we have there is the second floor, that's where that's going to begin. We have the second floor redstone, which, can we place a torch right there? Close enough. Second floor redstone, and then there is going to be a third floor down below, and I'm also thinking of maybe creating a fourth floor, and we'll see how that goes. It depends on how I like how the rest of this has turned out, because if you think about it, we are working with 1 chunk, right? So I mean, we have to make a maze within 1 chunk. I mean, it seems pretty tiny, but I do have some ideas of how we can make this 1 chunk maze / puzzle pyramid place game last a little bit longer than expected. Now, the idea for this main level is going to be the lobby area, and this is where all the players come in, or the rest of the members come in, and then they have the instructions on how this game is going to go down. And then, like I said, I am taking inspiration from Mumbo Slabyrinth in Season 5 of HermitCraft, but we are going to put our own little twist to it. So we do need some sort of timer up top that they can start, and then they jump down into the maze, which would be right here. They're going to go through the maze, they are going to work through it, and then, like I said, there is some redstone that needs to be activated. And again, one chunk doesn't seem that big, but what I plan on doing is, although it's a maze, they are going to have to run through every single area of the maze. So, of course, there is going to be the one true path that is going to take you to the next area. But there is all the rest of the maze where they are going to have to activate switches on this floor. For example, we are going to have sand door here, and sand door here, and not necessarily in that exact spot. But we are going to have 3 sand doors, and let's say there is a random break off that goes over here. There's going to be a button, and that is going to drop this one. They're going to progress through the maze. They're going to find another button that's going to drop this one, and then so on and so forth until they find all 3, and then they will jump down into the second level. And for the second level, I do have a good idea for that one. I don't think we're going to get there today, so I will save that for the next episode. You're just going to have to wait and see, but I do have some exciting plans. And then for the third floor, what I plan on doing is having a barrel lock, which was the tutorial I released the other week, last week. And instead of having, in the tutorial, I had 3 rows of 5 columns, right? 5 columns, 3 rows, so 15 barrels. But I mean, we have a chunk. So I wonder how many barrels we can fit within a chunk. That is going to be a lot of barrels. And if only 2, let's say 2 or 3 of them are going to be the right answer, and all the rest of the barrels reset it, I think they may be stuck on that floor for quite some time. So that sounds like a plan to me. I'm not quite sure if that's too many barrels, but again, we'll have to see when we get there. But let's get started on this first level here. The maze for the first floor is done, and this is meant to be an easier one. I have a feeling this is going to go by very quick, and no, it is not going to be 1 block tall. I only placed it 1 block for now just so I can actually see everything that's going on. And this is pretty much it. Like I said, it looks very tiny because it is 1 chunk. So the right way to go would be going around this way. If I can remember. Yep, this way, this way, this way. Like I said, very simple. And then we are going to have some sand doors right here. So that is the for sure way to go. But it's not going to be that easy because, like I said, I want to have switches that unlock those sand doors so you can get to the very end. But, I mean, if you happen to go the right way the first time, and I'm kind of hoping that people will just break left immediately, just out of habit, I guess. And then we would go all the way around this way, this way. There would be a switch right here that will unlock one of the doors, and then we can have another switch over on this side. And we can have one more probably right there. And if we really want to, we can have a 4th one. But that's the idea. So like I said, it does cause them to backtrack through the maze, and it just makes it a little bit longer than it needs to be. Now that we have the first level in place, we can go ahead and start working on the redstone. And what I thought I would do is show you the 1x2 sand door that I'm going to use. So let's go ahead and throw down the red kit and grab our sticky pistons and pistons. What else do we need here? We need redstone torch. I need a dropper. But a dispenser will work for the demonstration. I will use a dropper in just a bit. Server. Redstone dust. I don't think we need redstone dust for this one, but grab our lever, and that should be it. I am probably going to need another redstone torch. So let's go ahead. We are going to make a double piston extender. And because we are using sand, this one doesn't need to be a sticky piston. And then we grab our sand. Go 2 blocks up like this. Now, for the beginning part, I'm going to use a little trick that I saw the Bowtie Man using, and he makes the most compact redstone builds. It is absolutely crazy, and for those of you who know, I like to call him the Observer Master. That is a little joke we have going on, because it seems like every build he makes, it has an observer, and the thing is super tiny and compact. It's awesome. So if you haven't checked out his channel, I highly recommend you do that. But let's go ahead and do this. And like I said, for those of you who have seen his builds, especially his double piston and triple piston extender, this will look very familiar. And what I love about it, like I said, it is very, very compact. Yeah, it's great. So let's go ahead and do this. And it, again, so much easier doing things when you're in creative mode. Redstone torch, and we do need to craft. Might hope we have some redstone dust to craft up those redstone torches. Goes here. And then now I'm out of sticks, so let's go ahead and grab ourselves one more stick. I believe that's all I need. Stick. Forge. Yep, that is looking correct. And then that's going to power that. So this part is pretty much done. We don't need this for the double piston extension itself, but if we go ahead and do that, we have the double piston extension, and then when we take the power away, that's going to drop, and then all we need is for this piston to grab this one, bring it down, and then because it is sand, it's just going to fall down. Now what we need to do is retract this piston like I just mentioned, and that is going to be very easy, and this is where this extra redstone torch comes into play. And I do have that dispenser, and it doesn't need to be that. It could be a dropper, and that's what I really want to use, but we can go ahead and place that there. That redstone torch will be powering that dispenser, and then what we're going to do is have an observer that is going to detect when this turns on and off. So we can go ahead and place the observer this way. Whoa, that is some lag right there. Observer right there, and then it's going to power this block, which will then power this piston and retract that top piston there. So we can go ahead and extension, double piston extension. This is going to be the floor right there. And then we retract it. There we go. So there it is, nice and flush with the floor. We hop on up. There we go, we can get a better view of that. So again, this is going to be the floor, and can we reach? There's our 1x2 sand door, and then we retract it like that. And again, that will be activated by the players hitting the switches within the maze. Okay, this should do it. We place our dropper here. Tick. Observer. And why? It has done that every single time I've tried to place it the first time. And then that runs into the block. Plug this up, and then we can fill in that wall, which I'll do in just a bit. But there we go. We have all three of these ready to go. Then we just need to throw sand on top this here. So there and there. So they do have a 1 block gap. That way it shouldn't be a problem wherever my switches are. I mean, I have all the space to make a redstone line going to each individual thing here. And I also have, what do we have? 1, 2, 3, a 3 block height. So I don't think I should be cross-wiring any redstone. I mean, if I crosswire redstone here, I definitely have a problem. But yeah, these are all set and ready to go. And then, of course, I always like to test everything. So there is the double piston extension, the retraction, and everything is built the same way. So, I mean, everything should be doing the exact same thing as this previous one. Retraction, and then they would find this switch. And then, of course, retraction. So there we go. All three of these are set up. And this is what I was kind of explaining earlier. If I were just to have built these and say like, oh, yep, here's my 1x2 sand door. I mean, it's kind of hard to see what's going on here. So hopefully that last bit of me building it outside on the top was a little helpful. Okay, we have a functioning 1x2 sand piston door, 3 of them to be exact, and then we have the maze in place. We just need to build up the second wall. And now what we need to do is place in the switches that are going to activate the doors. So I was thinking at first just to place the button on the sandstone and to make it chiseled sandstone, but I thought I would be a little generous and use red sandstone so it sticks out just a little bit more than the sandstone itself. And then we'll have our switches on red sandstone just to make things a little easier. Like I said, I know the first floor is going to be very easy, but on the other floors I also want to have some switches and things like that. So I think using the red sandstone may be a good idea. And I don't know if that'll make it too easy, But let's go ahead and place these in. Where did these come from? Must have accidentally broken some blocks and replaced them without thinking about it. So the first one we want to place here. And again, this is going to be all built up, so it would look like this. So of course they would have to run around the corner and then see that. Then we can place the button right on top, and then that'll power the redstone down below. Then we want our second one to be in this corner. Like I said, what I want them to do, and again, this would be hidden as well, because you do actually have to come all the way around to see it. And I'm all out of sandstone, I think. Yeah, again, I'll go ahead and build up the walls later on, but you can see how this is going to look when it's all said and done. But like I was saying, the goal is to have them stay in here longer than they think they'll be in here. So they need to run all the way around throughout the whole maze and activate these switches. Then we can place the third one probably right there. And they are pretty spaced out from each other. If anything, they almost line up. This one almost lines up with that middle one. And then this one lines up. It does line up with that one. So yeah, this is going to be very easy to wire up. I think. Or no, because if we place another one over here, they are all on this side. Wonder if it'll kind of maybe get them thinking that they should be looking for another one around this corner or that corner, and then there's going to be nothing there. And this is how I get down. Sure. But like I said, they managed to run all the way through. I don't know, I guess it can go either way. They could break left in the very beginning and find all three switches, but they could also press them and not be sure about what they're going to do. So who knows? That's the whole point of this. It's going to be fun. It's going to be very interesting to see how each member approaches this. But I think that should work, so we can go ahead and head down below and wire all of this up. Now for these switches, what I'm thinking is we should probably use RS NOR latches. So we would need to place a block here with redstone dust on top. So when they press the button above, that's going to activate myself a little boost. Going to activate this. There we go. That redstone, and then that's going to activate. I think I'm pretty sure there's nowhere to. Yeah. Get this dropper face. Okay, this is going to be interesting. That's what I get for digging everything out. There we go. Dropper up for the RS NOR latch. And yeah, the big problem is going to be when I get to the center here, because as you see, there is a big old hole down there. And I need to place those blocks there. So yeah, that's going to be very fun, but let's just go ahead and do this one. And then I'll... let's not use sand either. But we'll do this one, and then I'll go ahead and worry about all this. I'll probably do it off camera, because I'm sure I want to fall multiple times trying to do that, but I do want to demonstrate this. Go ahead and run a comparator out from the bottom dropper. That's going to go into a block. Stone dust block here, because we're not going to get a strong signal strength from this. So it will power this, but then we just need a repeater to run right here to actually carry redstone through. And then we do need an item, and we have a bunch of zombie flesh because I've been killing off a bunch of husks. So there's that. And then let's go upstairs real quick and grab ourselves a repeater so I can demonstrate this, how it's going to work. And like I said, I'll just do the rest off camera. But again, just want to show how the redstone behind the build is going to work. And let's go ahead and get you off of my stuff. Off. Ooh. Yeah, I needed a repeater, so grab a repeater. Okay, and that is not sand. Ooh, that could have been bad. We got some block lag going for sure. Repeater, and then we have a redstone torch, which is going to keep this extended. Now, the reason why I'm using an RS NOR latch is because after somebody comes through, these all need to reset. So as a player finishes the puzzle, they'll fall down through here, which will go down to the next level, and I'll probably have them land on some sort of pressure plate that will power these bottom droppers, allowing something will definitely spawn back there, allowing these to reset. Go ahead and head back to the top. Sand this time. So we are going for this first sand door there. That is wired up to the very first one. Oops, I guess it doesn't matter which way it goes. Go ahead all the way back around to... Wow, I don't even know how to... I can see over it, I'm still not navigating it right. Okay, so this sand door here, and of course they're not going to see it. We're going to press it. And there we go. That retracts the whole thing. And we'll just go ahead and take a little shortcut here, so we don't have to run through the whole maze again. Pop back down. And like I said, as they make their way through, they are going to fall through, and then they are going to hit a switch that is going to activate this dropper, and that'll reset the RS NOR latch, and then cause all of these to extend once again, and then it's ready to go for the next person. I went ahead and placed in the pressure plate and some of the redstone that is going to run up to the next level. So let's go ahead and head back up. This is going to be the area. Oh my gosh. Oh. Oh, really? Where did that creeper come from? Ah, man. And the worst part is it's sandstone. So sandstone blows up a lot easier than cobblestone. I thought I had this area well lit, but apparently I didn't. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and fix this. Everything is fixed once again. Now what I was saying is this is where they're going to come through. All these drop, and then they run down here. And then all the redstone that level with the RS NOR latches is going to be right here. Of course, they're going to go past that. Land on this pressure plate. That is going to activate this redstone. It's going to go up our glass tower, which it appears I missed one of the blocks. So let's go ahead and get over to right here. Okay, that's going to run up. And no more creeper surprises up here, right? This would be the worst place to have a creeper, is with all my redstone. And then what we're going to do, I'm going to have to get rid of that and make some other way to get down, but we need to place a block here. I didn't count how many that actually went. So let me count real quick. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, that's perfect. 11, and then repeater is going to power this dropper here, resetting that RS NOR latch. Then that's going to run out from here. And you know what? I guess we can work with that. What we can do is... we'll go ahead. No, I'll just make more repeaters. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here. Boom. And that is going to be a little problem, but we can get around that. So I need to reset this one, which actually, if we run a repeater... Oh, this is going to be a tricky one right here, resetting this one. So it would need to be powered here. Heater. Yeah, let me go ahead and work this out real quick because I need to do a little bit of thinking on how I'm going to do this. Alright, the redstone is set and ready to go, and I'm glad I was looking at it because I did have to change this bit up right here. I had this repeater running into a block, but that was bad because that would be powering this dropper. So when I activated this button up here, it sent our item down and then immediately sent it back up, which means this piston retracted and then immediately re-extended. So that wasn't going to work, so I'm glad I caught that. I rewired that. And then for this bit right here, this is going to go along, and what I ended up doing was just flipping it around, so that way this can run right here and power that bottom dropper. And then we still have everything else the same. This is going to power the bottom dropper. And I just decided to add one more tick of delay right here because now we do have 2 ticks. I'm aware this is going to be 1 tick and then 1. So 3 ticks later, these ones are going to extend, which I don't really see that being a problem. But I went ahead and simulated all of the switches being activated, just like this. So what we're going to do now is head down below and step on the switch, and what should happen when we come back up, which I do need to find a new way back up, so let's go ahead and just remove these blocks right here real quick. So that's going to be right there, and then we'll just throw some scaffolding right there, and hopefully I can remember where that's at. So again, once I step onto that pressure plate, all of these should re-extend. So there's that. Sounds promising. And all of these... Oops, this is not the way I should have went. There we go. Yep, all of them have re-extended. So like I said, the player drops down and then resets the whole top level for the next person to come through. And there we go. That part is all finished. The maze for the first level is completely done. So I think it's time to give this a little test run. So we're going to go ahead and hop on in. And let's see, when I hop in... Okay, I just saw the clock, and because we know where everything is, let's see how long this is going to take us to complete. It shouldn't be too long. So there's 1. Then we run through here. This is going to be the second one. And then this way, this way, this way. I have to fix that sand, make it sandstone so everything looks the same. There is the third one. Okay. And then... did I just get lost in my own maze? No, this way. Yep, okay. We're going the right way. Yep, all those have retracted, and we do need... Okay, we do have light here. So boom, we get to there, and that took me just under a minute, which I think is a little too quick. So what I'm thinking is, of course, it's going to take someone who doesn't know the maze a little bit longer. But one thing I was thinking about is all of the switches are in the front half of the maze. So I have an idea, and it may be a little mean, but I think it's going to be very funny. And like I said, I want to keep them in the maze longer than they expect to be in here. So if they hit all 3 of those switches, they kind of get in the mindset that they just need to be pressing every switch they see, right? So let's go over here, because we have all this space. We have... There's a dead end here. Then we have 2 dead ends. 1 here, and then 2... Actually, there's 3. Another one right there. So I'm wondering if we place 1 more switch, and it should be pretty obvious, like right here. So they don't actually have to go around the corner. That one switch here, so if we break down, because we have all this room for redstone, this one switch here should power this redstone line. So pretty much even if they hit all 3 switches, or if they did it out of some order, that one button is going to reset everything. So that means they aren't going to get out. They have to go back to the very beginning and reactivate. So let's say they had this one activated, and then this one, and then they get all the way down here, hit that switch, and then this resets once again. So they have to run all the way back through and press them again. I think that's what we're going to do. And I'm pretty sure the redstone for this level is 100% completed. So I went ahead and wired up this RS NOR latch to the false switch. That is going to power all of this down here. And then this redstone is going to branch out to the bottom droppers, just as if they hit the pressure plate, and it's going to connect up to the same redstone line right here. So all of these will reset, and we can go ahead and give this a test. So we press it, all of these should extend. Perfect. So again, they hit the wrong switch, all of it is going to extend back up, and then they have to go back through the maze and hit all of these once again. Now, I was thinking about it, and there was no way for us to reset this RS NOR latch here. So what I did was I set up an observer to this redstone torch, and this is being powered by these 3 torches down below. And this has already reset, so that is back in the top and is ready to go once again. So we can go ahead and, so they're going to get these all correct, let's say. And for whatever reason, they are going to hit this one again. So what we're going to see is this invert. And what that does, because the item goes down, that observer detects this change in the redstone torch. That is going to immediately power this bottom dropper and then send the item back to the top dropper, and it's ready to go once again. So no matter, man, I am having a bunch of network quality problems today. I just saw the lag in the corner of my eye. So when I record, I have the computer off to my right, and since I'm on my Xbox, I'm looking at the TV, and I just see a bunch of lag on the screen. Hopefully it hasn't been doing that this whole episode. That would be really bad. But let's go ahead. So all of this redstone is hooked up to that, and I think that's the best way we can do it. And again, once we drop down to the pressure plate, that's going to reset. Again, that is going to change the state of the redstone. And no matter what, this is always going to stay up top until this is actually activated. And again, it's going to go back up to the top no matter what. So I think it's all good. There shouldn't be any problems with the redstone on this level. So I do think this, like I said, is 100% complete. One last thing before we end today's episode, and that is actually choosing what button I want to make the false switch to be. Because, like I said, it's already kind of mean that we're doing this in the first place, but I kind of want to make it seem different. Like I said, when they are running through, hopefully they get in the habit of just pressing everything that they see. And for this, I went ahead and broke this wall out. So all of these have an acacia button on top of the red sandstone because I thought it looked good. But what I was thinking for the false switch, and I'm assuming they probably won't pick up on it the first time, is we're going to use a different color. Can't really tell. Well, I guess you can tell. It's shadows, the shade. But you can tell. That might be a little too hard. What I was thinking is... that's definitely wood. What I was thinking is we use a different color switch or button for the top to differentiate. So once they kind of start figuring things out, they hopefully notice that the wrong switch is a different color from the correct ones, if that's making sense. So let's go ahead and make a stone one. And hopefully the shadows don't mess that up too much. I mean, I guess it is what it is. It's definitely different color and texture. So I think that should be good enough, I think. And then we can go ahead and plug this one back up before I start messing up the whole maze. Then I put the sand back. So there we go. I think that's what we're going to do for this. And I need to go ahead and sleep before I get attacked and more creepers show up inside the maze randomly. But I think we're done here. With the first level of the maze being 100% done, this is going to bring us to the close of today's episode. And just to recap what we did, we made a maze that is going to have 3 1x2 sand doors, and those sand doors are going to be activated by these switches here with the acacia button. And no matter what, they are going to have to navigate the whole maze in order to get out of this level and down to the next one. And again, we just added a false switch. So by the time, hopefully, that they found all 3 of these, they're just going to run through the maze and hopefully be looking for buttons to press. So they'll go this way, they'll kind of be looking around, nothing there, and then they'll automatically see this one, which we've kind of hidden right in plain sight, and they'll press that, and then they'll reset all of the doors, which was right around the corner right here. So hopefully that's where we catch them. If they do good, they kind of just bypass it, don't look, and then they see the opening right there. But most likely, I'm thinking because this is so obvious, and I'm thinking they'll be looking down like that, they'll see it and just press it, and hopefully that's where we'll get them. So that is done, and in the next episode, we will be working on the second level. I still have to plan that out a bit, but with that being said, everyone, this is the end of today's episode. I really hope you guys enjoyed. This has been Rope Fox, and I will see you later.